Hello, my name is Kristopher Robuck. I am a graduate student at West Texas A&M University in the MBA program. I'm currently taking a seminar in evolutionary marketing class, which helps us develop a better understanding of how marketing has evolved over time and is constantly changing in a society where those with the best technologies win. To better understand how marketing has evolved, we were asked to read, analyze, and evaluate The Sonic Boom by Joel Beckerman. To be honest, I'd never heard of this book, nor did I understand the concept of the sonic boom. However, once I finished the book, I had a much clearer understanding of what the sonic boom is and how it plays a huge part in marketing. Initially, I was not sure which direction the book was going to take when Beckerman introduces us to Sarah Sherman. She was born deaf and had been part of the deaf community for 29 years before she received the cochlear implant. This initially piqued my interest because I had studied deaf culture at Nevada State College, which is now the first school in Nevada to offer a bachelor's degree in deaf studies. She was able to explain to the world in one of the most accurate ways at the time what it was like to hear for the first time. This kicks off Beckerman's explanation of how important and unique sound can be. Again, as I mentioned earlier, I had no idea what Beckerman's title meant, and luckily he covered this in the first part of his book. Beckerman explains how marketers and businesses can use sound to influence consumers' emotions and make them feel certain ways about pictures, scenes, restaurants, sporting events, phones, basically anything you can imagine. With this in mind, I definitely had my doubts about how much sound actually plays in the overall quality of movies, games, and even sporting events. However, when thinking more closely about some of my favorite movies, Star Wars, the Marvel movies, and even some of my favorite games, Mass Effect, Halo. Each of these movies, games, even some of my favorite music are award-winning music, voices, action sounds, and that's part of the experience. You know, if I'm in a boss fight against somebody in Mass Effect and happy, joyous music is playing, I'm not going to be in that moment. That's going to be very off-putting. I'm not going to want to play the game. You know, the same with Star Wars. If I'm watching the Star Wars and they're introducing Vader and it's happy, joyous like music, I'm not going to get that sinister, that dark, ominous feeling that you get when you see Vader. So when thinking about this relative to my experience with marketing, I think that Beckerman is spot on with his explanation of the importance that sound has on marketing. With his company bringing about these sonic booms to different companies and sporting events such as AT&T and the Super Bowl, I understand, you got that sound that's going to attract more customers, or you got that sounds that keep people involved, keep people watching. During the Super Bowl, you can have like a storyline type built up. You got the drama, you got the action, you got the comeback, and sound helps emphasize all of these moments. However, there were a couple examples that didn't sit well with me. This included his example of Chili's. Chili's has that sizzle sound that everyone is supposed to evidently recognize, and I just did not have that feeling. So I played fajitas being cooked, and what ended up happening is that when I played this sound for a number of my colleagues, a lot of them just initially thought somebody cooking, food being cooked, nothing really oriented towards Chili's. And so then I asked them, what do they think of when they think about fajitas? Everyone just thought of food, Hispanic, they were hungry. Nobody, thought of Chili's. And so I think there's, situations in which a sonic boom isn't a sonic boom. So at the same time, I started thinking about sounds that drive me absolutely crazy and make me change the station or channel. One of the first ones that popped up dealt with a commercial on Pandora. It's a father who's at a sporting event and their house gets broken into. So he knows like, okay, the alarm scared them off. I'm not going to go check on it, which is, pretty off-putting because, when somebody breaks into my house, I want to be there. I want the cops, pulling me over, be like, okay, yeah, everything's clear. But at the same time, I want to make sure that that environment's safe for my kid. And after listening to that commercial so many times, I end up wanting to change, not even just, the station, but I want to change to like YouTube instead of Pandora. So when thinking about this concept, similar to the sonic boom, I think that it can go either way. There are some sounds that people consider to be better than others, and there are certain like voice actors or different scenarios where you need to have that change. This led to another important concept, which is that no sound is better than bad sound. This does not necessarily mean that there is absolutely no sound, but that the sound is being blocked out. You could have that noisy neighbor upstairs that you're blocking out with the fan at night when you're trying to sleep. So, there's sound, but at the same time, there's no sound. So overall, I think that Beckerman does a great job introducing the concept of making sound an asset in marketing, and it being a huge factor in the success of companies, movies, and again, just about anything you can think of. Without these, sounds or this epic music, you're not going to be in that moment with the people, and you're not going to, have that emotion elicited from you that the marketers want. So overall, I think you did a great job with the book, and thank you for your time.